Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks, and today I was designing a name badge or name tag for a nursery, and he just gave me full discretion and told me to do what I do, and so I thought I'd make a video because this is a little bit different scenario. I've got this is going to be in reverse engraving, and also you've got capitals in the first letter of the word that are taller than the other ones. So I thought we would do that. And first of all, I'm going to make this just a little bit. He didn't really care what font. And I've already got his tree traced, and that's another story, so I'm not going to go there. But if you will take your shape tool, let's zoom in here, and click on that B, you notice that the font is 23.87. Well, let's make it 28. See how it made it bigger? Click on that one, make it 28. Click on this one, and you're just clicking on the individual font. So there you go. We've already done that, and I always draw in the center of the page, and my indexing line's in the center of the page. So now my word is not in the center of the page, but I can make it in the center page by minutely moving it over. And it might be a little bit too big, so we're going to bring it in just a hair. Same thing on this word, get your shape tool. And you could actually probably select that, hold down your shift key, select the F, and select the T, and make them all, let's make these 20. Boom. You could do them all at the same time, and the same thing here. We're going to bring that to the center of the page. And it's also a little bit big, so I'm going to bring it in a little bit because we need some room to put a contour line. So we're going to call that good. And now I've got this ring, and if I say this is my whole badge, matter of fact, I could probably make this ring a little bigger. And I'm going to hit P and put it back in the center of the page. Now I'm going to go to my arrange or go to effects and contour, and I'm going to contour that line in red because this is black, so we just see the difference. And there we have a contour line that we needed. And this is kind of where the fun starts for me. Take a 2-point line and just holding down your control button to get it perpendicular, and then just nudging it down to the bottom of that tree. Then I would take my virtual segment delete key and I would delete that. And I've got a little bit excess on that side, a little bit of excess on that side. Whoop, went too far. Let's zoom in here a little bit. I just want that little nib out of the way. And what this is our guide for our smart fill. Now we want to take our font, and so I'm going to come off the page and select my font, and I'm going to left click no fill, right click hairline, and now I'm going to take my smart fill tool, and I think nope, we need to do one more thing. No, let's just try the Smart Fill tool. Yep, that's what we wanted. Looks like the deal. Now we're going to have to zoom in here and fill the Smart Fill and the little parts of the text, the inner parts. Now this is called reverse engraving, and it really makes it stand out. It really makes it show up, especially when it's a little bit small. Now the first thing you want to do before you do anything is this is going to be a dark line, but it's going to be not there anymore. We're going to delete that. We're going to take our whole object and we're going to right click no outline because we don't want this to cut. So let's back up here. We actually do need this line. So we're going to go to arrange group contour apart. And we'll put our nudge distance on 2 inches, and we'll nudge this outer line up out of the way. Now we can probably select the whole thing and right click your mouse, no outline. Now we can bring this back into the picture because we nudged it. And let's make it a thicker line. Let's get my one I've already made out of the way. Let's click on our line. We don't want it to be too thick, but we also want to scale it with object. So in case we make it bigger or smaller, it'll work. We need to go a little bit thicker. It's hard to tell sometimes. That's too thick. Whoop. Let's make it 4. That's a little bit too thick still. Now keep in mind there's only 2 and 3, but you could go 3.5. You can actually type in that number. You know, if you want 3.5, you could type it in right here, 3 point, and I don't know why I'm getting, well, I was doing a video the other day and I've got my decimal sets way out there. So that's good enough for the video, but you could actually type in a number and get whatever you want. And now we need a contour of this group for our cut line. So we're going to take that item right there. We're going to go up to Effects and Contour. This time we're going to contour to the outside the same distance, but we don't want that thick of a line. So we're going to take that line and make it a hairline, and we're pretty good to go. Now it also reduced my, I don't know why it did that. It reduced my other line back to a hair. I must have had them both. Oh, you know what? I had them, they were still grouped together. My contour needs to be ungrouped. Now let's take our line and put it back to 4. We do not need the contour anymore. Let's put it to that 4. And because we're working in the center of the page, that's really pretty, oh, that's too thick. If we look at my original one, and maybe that'll work. Now let's make it and just to show you, let's make it a 2.5, which is not on the scale. That's good enough. Now, there's several ways to make this bottom box, but to get these rounded corners, you actually need to take a rectangle and go from that end, whoop, grab your rectangle and start right about there, and then go over here. And then before you do anything, unlock your ratio, and on this bottom, let's type in 0.25. That's a little bit more than I did before, but it's fine. So what I'm doing, I'm curving the bottom 2 boxes. Now we want to look at our joints, and they're really close. This one's just a hair off. And what I would suggest to do is now take our box and convert it to a curve. Grab both these nodes, or maybe all 3 of these nodes. Let's see what our nudge distance is. Let's put it on 0.001. We need that corner, but we need to move the whole thing. So we're going to grab that, we're going to select it all, and we're going to nudge it over because we want it right on that line. Now it's pretty important to get rid of that line in the center. And some of the things are going to stop it from moving or stop it from cutting. So you need to make sure you get it all. Like it's still going to be right there. Now for some reason this hairline got thicker than a hairline. So let's make it back to a hairline. And our joints are a little bit off. No, that might work. So yeah, that's off a little bit. We've moved this node. So let's just get rid of that other node, and let's just, matter of fact, let's bring this guy up a little bit and to make it equal. And you would really want to make it equal. It doesn't really matter. But now we can get away the inside cut line. Now what I would do to make sure, before we put our name in there, I would set my nudge factor on like 3 inches. And I would take this line and nudge it out of the way. And I would take this line and nudge it out of the way. This should be solid, but you still, to make sure, let's put a rectangle around it. Whenever you use a color fill or smart fill and you not know for sure, but it is. Now let's nudge it up a couple times and we'll left click, right click, make sure it's a hairline, and then just nudge it back. Now we can get rid of all this stuff. I'm almost done. I thought I was going to have to put this in like 2 videos. I try not to make the videos so long so they won't be boring. But you're ready to go. That's a pretty neat logo. And then you would just type in the person's name. And because you're working with the center of the page and you got a graphic, you could just type in, get your text tool, type in your name, make it whatever font you want. I used, let's use Gorman. See, and a lot of times Corel do that. You need to back off and start back. But you can actually hit P and put it in the center of the page. While holding down your control button, you can bring it straight down. And you can see there, you need to make my name a little bit bigger. And you can, we do not have snap to guidelines on. You can go to view. Yeah, we do. So it should snap to right to that. But that's good enough. And that will cut out and make a pretty slick name badge for somebody. Anyway, hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.